All right, on this one, I want to quickly talk on the killer relative or the killer family members. Yes. And this message will be focusing on those people abroad, especially the married men that are living abroad. Well, it seems it is a norm or a normal thing that marriages don't last in Europe or abroad, so to say, or those living abroad, overseas. Marriages last more in Africa or in other countries than in Europe, or let's say in Africa. Let's use Africa and Europe now as an example. So this message is for those married men living abroad. Now listen, the killer relative is what I am going to talk about. Okay, you see, before you got married as a man, you were taking responsibility of your relatives, your siblings, the children of your siblings. You were responsible because you are abroad. You want to do, because you are abroad, you want to help. So you are helping them. Your sisters, their children, you were helping. Now that you are married, what about those help? How have you been able to edit them? How have you been able to settle it with them? Are they happy that the help is no longer coming the way it used to come because you are now married? So this is where some of the problems you are facing in your marriage, they are not actually caused by the differences between you and your wife, especially you that is living abroad. It's not because you married a wrong woman or a bad wife abroad. That is why you are facing some of the problems. Some of the problems you are facing are insidiously caused, secretly caused by some relatives that have been using you for their betterment, for their personal aggrandizement. They automatically make your wife their enemy. Because why? It is the coming in into your life of your wife that will stop or reduce that help or that access they had to you financially or help wise, that will reduce the inflow. So what will ever reduce such a thing will become their enemy, of which your wife falls into that category. What will make them not receive that help that they have been getting from you, that they use you for their personal aggrandizement, that anything that will make them not continue having that access to you will automatically become their enemy, which number one is your wife and number two your children. Do you think many of them wish you to get married? Do you think many of them wish you to live your life, to create your family? They want you to continue to make sure that you are laboring for them, for their family, for their children, especially those your relatives that you have made laziness out of them. So sometimes there are problems that are happening in your marriage that are unspeakable. You have even tired of complaining, of trying to explain, but deep down in the marriage you are not comfortable. Things are eating you up. Things are eating the marriage up. The comfortability is not there. They are not caused by any other thing. They are spiritual. Some relatives are responsible for such spiritual battles you are passing through. They want to push the wife out of the marriage so that they can have access to their brother and keep using him. It's a wrong thing and it's a foolish thing that a married man abroad will still go ahead and be taking care of the sister who is married to her husband. You are taking the responsibility of your sister, the children, and your sister's husband. It's a wrong thing. It's a wrong thing to do. You will continue to labor and slave for them at the detriment of the comfort of your own family, your own children. You will put your own children in hunger to send comfort to your siblings who are even married to their own husbands. It's a wrong thing. You see, at the end of the day, you will end up laboring for nothing. Especially those married men in abroad who have properties in Nigeria, in Africa, those married men in abroad who have properties, houses, businesses in Africa, there are some of your relatives that don't want you to ever come back home. They will want you to remain abroad. They will do everything to make sure you remain abroad, so that those properties will become theirs. There are relatives like that are wishing you that you will never return. That are even wishing you death, so that those properties will become theirs. Do you ever think that your relatives back home, many of them will allow your children to come home to inherit your property that you have built while you are abroad? They will not. They will confiscate it. So when they succeed in killing you, your wife will definitely go and marry someone else. Your children will become fatherless. Your properties will be confiscated by your relatives. Your children will have to struggle on their own to get their own properties when they grow up. Those families you think they cannot live without you, they will move on with their lives. At the end of the day, you will labor for nothing and you become a fool. This is where wisdom is profitable to direct. I am not saying don't take care of people or don't take care of your relatives. When you are now married, you have family where you are living in. Your primary assignment is now the family you are bringing into the world. Your secondary assignment is the family that has brought you into the world. But your primary assignment is the family you are bringing into the world. This is your primary assignment. This is where your focus should be before the secondary assignment, which is the family that brought you into the world. Your married sibling, they have their family to cater for. Their husband have his responsibility to take care of his family. The responsibility is no longer yours. You can help from time to time, but it should not be your primary assignment at the detriment of your family that you are bringing, you are creating and bringing into the world. That is your family, that is your priority, that is your primary assignment. That is your responsibility to take care of as a married man living abroad. Because some of your relatives back home are wishing that you don't come back so that they can confiscate the properties you have there. Let me give you this scenario. A young man died who had 3 children, very young man and left a young woman behind. The younger brother, during the burial of this young man, he has 3 houses and maybe 1 or 2 lands in Africa. He lives in Africa, not abroad. During the burial, the younger brother was complaining to someone else. How can my brother, if he knows that he wanted to die, he should have settled me first. He should have given me 1 land or 1 house out of the houses. But this man has 2 daughters and a son. But the younger brother was after the properties of the brother who died, not considering that he left wife and children behind. So he wants to confiscate the properties for his own self and for his own children. While the owner who died, the children will be left homeless. And many children are suffering like this. Their uncles has confiscated the properties of their late father and they have been driven outside. Many families are like this, and many people are living like this as we speak right now. The negligence was the wisdom the man who died didn't apply when he was alive. He should have known that the killer relatives are wishing him death so that they can confiscate his properties. So you that is living abroad, you have to trade with wisdom. You must apply wisdom. When you were single, you had no responsibility. They were your responsibility. Now that you are married, make them understand you have a primary assignment. Your wife and your children are your primary assignment, your priority. And they must accept that fact. And everything you are doing is for your family, your children, your wife. If not, your foolishness will now make your wife their enemy. Their battle will now become between them and your wife, thinking your wife does not want their betterment, your wife does not want their comfort, your wife does not want their brother to send them anything or to help them, because you didn't apply wisdom. That is why such a thing will happen. Your everything is in you. You are to apply wisdom to make sure you balance out your comfort. If not, you will die young, because there will be no peace of mind. This is where wisdom is profitable to direct. Remember, the killer relatives are everywhere. Be careful and be wise. May God bless you. See you in the next video.